one dim your light. You are called to serve the Most High. Endure till the very end. Live righteous and free from sin. Don't let no one dim your light. You are called to serve the Most High. Endure till the very end. Live righteous, now free from sin.
You heard the Father's calling. Nay, hates no.
Shalom Israel, Shalom. It's your brother Joshua here with examples of the light with another quick breakdown. First and foremost, we got to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. It's giving all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ. Second, I'd like to give double honors to the elders that have been pushing this truth with sincerity. Last but not least, I want to give another strong shalom to our brothers and sisters out there who are allowing their light to shine, that others might see their good works and glorify the Father which is in heaven. Like I said, it's your brother Joshua here with examples of the light, and we got another good breakdown. We are going into the Sabbath. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into the Sabbath, which is the 7th day of the week, which is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And how you supposed to keep it? You know, because our people need to keep the Sabbath holy. And they don't know how, so we're going to explain and go into the scriptures, what the Lord say, how you must keep it, when you must keep it, and the things you do and do not do on the Sabbath. So we're going to try to make this thing pretty decent. We ain't going to try to make this thing too long, but we're going to give you the edification that you may need to hear, that you may need to know, that you may need to start keeping the Sabbath to the best of your ability. Lord's will. Lord's will, man. So we're going to start off like we always start off in all of our topics. 1 Peter 4:11. Let you know that, hey, it's never our words. 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as the ability which God giveth. That God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ, to whom we praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. So, hey, we always going to speak, thus says the Lord. We're never going to speak our words because we don't know nothing. So, hey, that's how that works. So let's get into the Sabbath. Everybody always asks me like, oh man, why I got to keep the Sabbath, or that Sabbath, the Sabbath is done away with. Lord's will, we're going to do a topic on Sunday worship, man, and where that thing came from and why you guys do it. But hey, Lord's will, you hear this topic and you'll keep it and you'll, study it and go over it and be like, hey, I might need to start keeping the Sabbath, man. It's very easy, man. You do nothing. Do nothing. You just give praise to the Most High God. If you want to congregate with brothers and sisters, go do that like you're supposed to. You got to, be extravagant with a huge camp or not. If you got a few brothers and sisters that like to want to keep the Sabbath, hey, do that thing, man. It's not that hard, man. It's very, very simple, man. So we're going to start off with Genesis 2 and verse 1. Just to let you know where this thing came from. Genesis 2 and 1, it says, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had created. And that in it he had rested from all his works which God created and made. So God rested on the 7th day. That's a beautiful thing. Let you know, hey, we need to rest on the 7th day, man. Because we go and go and go and go, and you want to be refreshed, man. You want to be refreshed, man. So, hey, he sanctified that day. See, Moses ain't give us this day. People like to say, well, no, that came from Moses, man. Moses, that's in the law, man. No, this is in the beginning of time, man. The 7th day, literally. Literally. The 7th day. No, that was given in Moses' time, Jack. That's not the law. God sanctified that day and said, keep it. He hollowed it. So my question is, why people don't want to keep it? It's amazing to me, man. Amazing. It's an easy day to keep, man. I tell people when they first come into this truth, man, or if you got questions or anything, I'm not going to give you a million commandments to keep. Like, hey, you got to do this, do this, do that. Try to keep the Sabbath day holy, man. If the Lord's will, you keep the Sabbath day holy, the Lord can make it easy He's gonna put it on you, put it on your spirit that you can do other things. The other commandments gonna be, like, I can do that. But try to keep the Sabbath holy. Y'all acting like that thing hard, man. It's not hard. It's not hard, man. We make it hard, man. What Jesus said, take my yoke. Well, it's easy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go to Leviticus 23 and verse 1. Leviticus 23 and 1, it says, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. So, hey, these are the Lord's feasts, man, that are holy convocations, holy gatherings. Holy, these is how you gather together, man. You ain't gotta, like I said, you ain't gotta be extravagant and go to this big camp if you don't feel comfortable. If you got 4, 5, 6 other brothers and sisters that want to keep the Sabbath, hey, do your thing, man. But gather together. It says 6 days. So he's gonna let you know the first high holiday he give us. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. A holy convocation, ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. In all your dwellings. I used to hear people say, well, man, when, so-called Thanksgiving and all this silly stuff, when people want to gather together, that's the only time I can see my family. When the Lord say, gather with your family if you want to, every Sabbath. But it's the only time I can see my family, man. No, you can see your family every Sabbath. Why you choose not to? I'm curious to know, man. Curious to know. So you get the first high holiday, which is the Sabbath, man. This is the Sabbath. Let's get this in the book of Exodus. Going back to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. And this is when he's going into the 10 commandments. This is the 4th one. It says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. What is holy? It means separate. We talked about that several times, man. Keep this day separate from every other day. So things that you normally don't do on regular day, hey, that's what you do on the Sabbath. Hey, you chill out. That day is set apart from every other day. This is a day that you rest, man. I'm telling you, man, this is the best day for me. I get the best rest on the Sabbath, man. Sunday through Thursday, man. Night, man, I be up. But soon as Friday, sundown hit, man, I be tired. I'm like, all praise to the Most High. He give me that time to be rest. Get my rest. It says, remember it, man. The Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thy labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So God said, I did all this creation, man, from the heavens and the earth and everything that dwell upon it and everything in the sea and dwelling there. I did all in 6 days. So what you got to do on the 7th day that's more important? What you got to do? Nothing. God is throwing shade on y'all, man. Shade. That's a shade. That's a shade verse right there, man. He said, I created the heavens, the stars, the moon, the sun, all that stuff you see up there and stuff you don't see up there. Everything on earth when it comes to the plants, the water, the life, animals, and then the sea and all the things that you can see under the sea and the things you don't even know that's there. He said, I did all that in 6 days. So what you got to do on the 7th day? What? Oh, okay. That is right. Nothing. God throwing shade on y'all, man. So keep the Sabbath day, man. Keep the Sabbath day holy, man. You ain't got nothing important to do, man. So don't do nothing, man. Don't do nothing. Just gather together with like-minded brothers and sisters. Go over the scriptures and give all praises, man. And you feast afterwards, man. You feast. See how this is the next part. This is the do's, the don'ts, the do's and don'ts that you do on the Sabbath. So on the Sabbath day, you can eat food, but you cannot cook food on the Sabbath. Yeah, so you can make yourself, what we do is we like to make cold cuts, sandwiches. Make your sandwiches on the Sabbath. Eat cereal, man. Snack. But don't be boiling no water to make something. Don't be cutting your oven on to cook nothing, man. Warming something up in your microwave. Hey, you going off. And we're going to show you that. So this is a day of separation of things that you normally don't do on regular days. This is the book of Exodus. And we're going to prove all things, man. Exodus chapter 16. And we're going to start at verse 22. No, I'm going to start at verse 23. Verse 23. This is Exodus 16 and 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seeth that ye will seeth, and that which remaineth overlay up for you to be kept unto the morning. So he said, bake what you're going to bake for tomorrow, for today. You bake it today. And seeth means boil it. Boil it. And everything you got, you lay up for tomorrow. And it says, and they laid it up till the morning as Moses bid, and it did not stink, neither was there any worms therein. So, hey, you know how you cook a meal? All right, let's say you're about to cook a meal or something like that, and you wrap everything up. The next morning, hey, they looked at everything. Hey, ain't nothing stink. It wasn't no worms. Hey, it was straight, like leftovers, Jake. And it says, and Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field. So almost like this too as well. If you keep on reading down, I'm going to keep on reading down and explain. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. So as in, you go to the store to prepare for the Sabbath. Let's say you go to the store. If everybody was keeping the Sabbath day proper, I'm only saying like that, going like, because everybody ain't keeping it proper. So let's say everybody kept the Sabbath day proper, and Sunday through Friday before sundown, everybody got what they need to get for the Sabbath. So on the Sabbath day, people would try to go to the store and get stuff, but there was nothing there because everybody was doing what they're supposed to do. I'm going to read that. And it came to pass, verse 27, and it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day for to gather, that they found none. Hey, because, they gathered everything already, those 6 days. So we telling our people, man, hey, go to the store before, like what we do, man. I go to the store Thursday because this whole, the sun goes down quick, man. And I be at work when sundown hits. So I be just getting off work when sundown hits. So I can't go to the store right there. So I go get my stuff for the Sabbath on Thursday, so we can be prepared for the Sabbath. You get what I'm saying? So you get your stuff in order so you can keep the Sabbath day holy. So you cook what you got to cook before then, man. And you lay it up, man. That's how you keep the Sabbath. Just to show you, man. This is, I rest on that. This is Exodus 35 and 1. Let you know. Exodus 35 and 1. Just as considered a precept. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together and said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye shall do them. So these are the words that the Lord said, and you must do them, man. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you a holy day. We done read this thing like 4 times already. God is repeating itself, and our people still don't understand that. Well, that's done away, Josh. No, it's not, man. A Sabbath of rest to the Lord, whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Hey, back then, man, they used to lay people out, man. Put you to death. All praises to the Most High God for Jesus the Christ, man. If it wasn't for him, you'd be dead. You better understand that thing, man. And don't be thinking, oh, I got grace. I got the grace, man. Keep on. You don't have no idea what your grace look like, man. It says, verse 3, ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. So no kindling, no fires. And when you kindle a fire, well, brother, you got some people that may say, well, brother, how they kept warm? That's not what it's talking about, man. And that's the one thing our people like to do, man. What about when it gets warm? They ain't have HVAC. They ain't have heating and air conditioning. When you kindle a fire to cook, what you think? That's what it means, man. Don't kindle a fire to cook. Don't kindle a fire to cook. I'm going to show you a precept. This is the book to show you that it wasn't talking about kindling a fire to stay warm or kindling a fire to have lights. Because they ain't have SC&G or Mid Carolina or Dominion Electric. They ain't have none of that stuff, man. They didn't have none of that. So I'm going to show you with the scriptures that proves things. This is talking about no kindling the fire to cook. This is Exodus 27 and verse 20. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring 3 pure oil olive beating for the light to cause the lamp to burn always. Why you need to let it burn always? Because so you can see, man. They ain't have light switches and all this stuff, man. So it wasn't talking about what we thought it was. Oh, well, let's talk about cook. No, it's not. It's talking about don't be warming up food on the Sabbath. Because Moses told you that the Lord said in Exodus 16, hey, you bake what you need to bake now. You boil what you need to boil now. Because tomorrow is the rest of the Holy Sabbath. So, hey, no cooking on the Sabbath, man. So that's what our people need to understand. Make cold cuts, man. That's easy, man. Simple. So we know no working on the Sabbath. Lord's will, you have a job like that. But hey, I know certain people, when you first start off at a job, you can tell them like, hey, man, I keep God's commandments. I don't do work on Sabbath. And some jobs understand, man. Some jobs understand. But you pray to the Lord, man, ask him that, hey, Lord, can you find me a job that can let me keep your commandments to the best of my ability? And the Lord will move you and find another job for you if you show yourself diligent. Facts, man. So no working, no cooking, man. No cooking. And what else you can't do on the Sabbath? No buying or selling, man. No buying or selling. As in, hey, you ain't open up your business to work, run it, and you ain't going to a business to go get something from it, man. Hey, no buying or selling, man. No buying or selling. Man, what you mean, Josh? That's when all the good deals are on Saturday. Blowout deals Saturday. They be knowing that too, man. They be knowing that too. And that's why we got cursed, man, because we continue to keep breaking God's commandments. We got to stop that thing, y'all. This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. To show you that, hey, we ain't supposed to be buying on a Sabbath day or any high holy days, man. Nehemiah 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year and the exaction of every day. So, hey, at the end of the day, no buying on the Sabbath day or any holy day. So that's Passover, no buying, man. Whenever the Passover is, no buying. Day of Atonement, no buying. Feast of Tabernacle, the first day and last day. Same thing for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the first day and last day. Feast of Dedication, the first day and last day. Hey, no buying. More blowing than trumpet, no buying. No new moons, no buying. No buying on the Sabbath. No buying or selling. Do we understand? All right, cool, man. Cool. I was going to get into the one where Nehemiah laid hands on people for doing that thing, man. I get that just to show y'all, man. See, this is what our prophets did back in the day. You had people going off and buying on the Sabbath. And Nehemiah said, what y'all doing, man? And when he did that, he was going to lay hands on. And that's what the Bible said. Let's get that. Nehemiah 13 and verse 15. In those days saw I in Judah some treading winepress on the Sabbath, and bring it in sheaves and laid it as also wine, grape, and figs, and all manner of burdens which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified against them in the day wherein they sold victuals. So he like, hey, what y'all doing, man? There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. So we know that people love to give us the best deals on Saturday because they keep us to break God's commandments, to keep us in sin. But look what Nehemiah did. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah and said unto them, what evil thing is this that ye do and profane the Sabbath day? So that's an evil thing, man, to profane the Sabbath day, man. You didn't know how serious it was. It's evil, man. It says, did not your fathers thus, and did not our God bring all this evil upon us and upon this city, yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. You bring wrath upon our nation for you breaking the Sabbath, man. That's some heavy and powerful stuff, man. So I want you to think about that while you out there buying on the Sabbath, warming up. You bring wrath upon Israel, man. You ever heard that one bad apple spoils? Hey, stop defiling the Sabbath, man. It says, and it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut. So Nehemiah said, hey, shut them gates, man. We ain't gonna have nobody come in here. And I charged that they should not open till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants sat at the gate that they so should not, so I can read that again. And some of my servants sat at the gates that there should no burdens be brought in on the Sabbath day. So he had some people posted up like, hey, you can't bring that in here. It says, so the merchants and sellers of all kind aware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. So you still got these people trying to sell our people stuff, but how they doing it? So the gates are closed. So how they still trying to sell us stuff on the Sabbath? Then I testified against them. So they over there with the gates closed trying to sell stuff through the gates. And look what he did. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you. So Nehemiah said, hey, you're going to keep bringing your stuff in here, trying to get our people to go off. I'm going to lay hands on you, man. And we know what that term means. Anybody that say I'm going to lay hands, no, I ain't talking about holy hands. Lord, no, we ain't talking about laying on hands. Hey, we talking about laying hands on somebody, man. We know what that term means, man. We all know what that term means. So Nehemiah said, hey, you come out of here again, I'm going to lay hands on you. And it says, from that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath. Hey, Nehemiah put that fear on people, man. And sometimes that's how we want to be sometimes, man, but we know we can't move like that. Hey, Lord's will, man. One of these days, man, he's going to give us the go and tell people, hey, y'all can't be breaking the Sabbath, man. Y'all going off. Lay hands on you now. I love that little story, man, on that. So, hey, yeah, no buying or selling, man. No buying or selling on the Sabbath day. Hey, can we agree with that? Cool. I'm gonna show y'all something. I should have went to this one first. This is Numbers 15 and verse 32. This is somebody breaking the Sabbath after it got established. This is the first disobedience of the Sabbath. This is what happened. It says, and this is Numbers 15 and 32, and while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. Now we know why he gathered sticks. To kindle a fire, to cook. Or it could be working. We know, hey, either or. It was gathering sticks. He wasn't about to build a clubhouse. We know that for a fact. And it says, and they found him gathering sticks, brought him unto Moses and Aaron, unto all the congregation, and they put him in ward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. So this is the first time, man. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death, and all the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. So, hey, y'all got to kill this dude, man. So imagine the thought in your head. Thank the Lord for the Lord being on our side, man. Because how many people be stoned today breaking the Sabbath? It says, and all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones, and he died. And the Lord commanded Moses, as the Lord commanded Moses. So now, what did they implement on top of that? This is verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make fringes in their borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the border a ribbon of blue. So that's why we wear fringes, Israel, so we can remember to keep God's commandments. See, fringes, border of blue, the fringe, man. So that's people say, well, the fringes are done away with. Nah, how the fringes are done away? It's the sacrifice. No, they ain't got nothing to do with sacrifice. This came from the Lord to Moses because somebody broke the Sabbath day. That's where fringes came. That's when fringes was implemented. And we know that the Sabbath day was implemented when? In Genesis. Way before Moses. So let's keep going. It says, verse 39, and it shall be unto you for a friend that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring. Hey, you wear your fringes so you don't think like you used to think, man. You don't break God's commandments. You keep them. You think upon every commandment, man. I said, okay, thou shalt not kill. No, it's when you about to be tried, you look down at your friends like, hey, I can't go out, man. Because I know this is a reminder. You remind yourself to wake up to go to work when you got to go to work. So he tell you to put this on so you can remember to keep my commandments. It's more on top of that, but hey, you get what I'm saying with that. It says, verse 40, that ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. He said that so many times. So you wear your fringes, and that's where fringes was implemented when somebody broke the Sabbath and they stoned them. Imagine if the Lord to this day will make public examples, man. It'd be a little bit of people here, man. It'd be a little bit of people, man. That's scary, man. So, no buying, no selling, no working, no cooking. What else, man? What else the Lord say, man? What else, man? Let's get this right quick, because a lot of people think, a lot of people like to think that, Jesus broke the Sabbath by they was eating the corn. People don't know the Bible, so we gotta go into this one. This is Matthew 12. This is about when the disciples were hungry. We're gonna get this Matthew 12 and verse 1. I'm gonna read the whole thing. Matthew 12 and 1. And it says, at that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were a hunger and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. So listen, man. They did not gather corn to keep for tonight. It's a Sabbath right now. We in the cornfield like, hey, let's get this corn, bro, and put it in our book bags or whatever. Nah, they was getting the corn and eating it. Getting the corn and eating it, man. They wasn't doing nothing else, man. They was hungry, so they ate. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, have ye not read what David did when he was at hunger, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of God and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests? Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath day the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye have not, but if ye had known what this mean, I would have mercy and not sacrifice. You would not have condemned the guiltless. For the Son of Man is the Lord even of the Sabbath day. So Jesus said, I'm the Lord of the Sabbath day. And they didn't do nothing wrong, because in the law, it tells you, man, hey, if you're hungry, hey, you got to, let me get it right quick. This is Leviticus 23 and 22. So you got to know your Bible so you understand they ain't do nothing wrong. Leviticus 23, 23 and 22. It says, and when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of the field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any glean of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am the Lord your God. So, hey, what it was doing was keeping the law, basically, man, because it was in the field and certain things was left for the poor, which we are the poor. I don't care how rich one person of us is, we all not rich collectively. We are the poor, man. We are the poor, man. So it is what it is, man. And they weren't doing nothing wrong. They were just eating. That's like saying you can't eat on the Sabbath day. Well, that's crazy. It's a feast day. You can't eat. So they were just trying to, deal with Jesus, man. Verse 9. This is not Leviticus. This is Matthew 12 and 9. And when he was departed thence, he went into their synagogue, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, it is lawful to heal on the Sabbath day, that they might accuse him. So now they trying to see, well, hey, since you can go pick corn and eat it, can you eat on the Sabbath day? I mean, can you heal somebody on the Sabbath day? Let's see what Jesus said. And he said unto them, what man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it? And if lift it out? So he's saying, hey, if let's say we was farmers, and I go outside to go, stretching like all praises for the Most High God for letting us see another day. And you see your neighbor's sheep in a dang ditch. Are you gonna be like, man, it's a Sabbath day, he gotta wait? Then what if that sheep dies? You know that's how your neighbor lives, man. This is his what's the word I'm looking for? This is his resources to survive, you know, his occupation, his job. Are you gonna let his work die? Because you said you've been over righteous. Nah, you help your neighbor out. Verse 12, how much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. So when he say lawful to do well, it's not talking about saying, oh, I'm about to go do this. I'm gonna go buy this gift for a friend because it's the Sabbath day, I want to do well. No, almost like saying this. I'm gonna give you a good example. Let's say, God forbid, you know, you have a child, and all of a sudden your child spikes a fever, and you like, dang, I ain't got no Tylenol. You know, you try to put cool rads on it, and the fever just spiking, man. Hey, go get your child some Tylenol, man. It's okay. That's what it's talking about, man. It's not talking about you going to get a gift for somebody because you just want to do that because it's a Sabbath day or want to make somebody feel. No, that's not what it's saying, man. Use wisdom, people. So it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath. You're walking, you trip down the damn stairs, you get a gash on your head. What you do? Just hold it the whole time. Say, I just wait to the Sabbath because I don't want to go to the hospital and pay this. Hey, go to the hospital, man. Don't be foolish, man. Don't be a fool now. Don't be a fool. It's talking about stuff like that, man. Do you understand? It's not talking about the folly that people be talking about. It's talking about. So that's what it's saying, man. So when the Lord said it's lawful to do good on the Sabbath, it's talking about, you know, taking care of your people. God forbid something like that happens. Thank you. All right, Israel. So let's continue with some more of this good stuff. This is Jeremiah. I just had to get that one off, man, because, you know, you got folly. This is Jeremiah. Let's see what else we can't do on the Sabbath. This is Jeremiah 17. I ain't trying to make this thing too long, Israel, but dang. All praise to the Most High. Get all this information. Jeremiah 17 and verse 19. That one 19. Yeah. Thus saith the Lord unto me, go and stand in the gates of the children of the people, whereby the kings of Judah come in, and by the which they go out, in all the gates of Jerusalem, and say unto them, hear ye the word of the Lord, ye kings of Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem that enter in by these gates. Thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourself and bear no burdens on the Sabbath day, nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem, nor carry it for a burden out of your house on the Sabbath day. Neither do ye any work, but hallow the Sabbath day as I command your father. So he's saying, hey, no carrying no burdens. You can look at it as that guy carrying no sticks, or you can look at it as like, hey, I ain't dealing with no problems on the Sabbath day, man. I ain't carrying no stress, man. It can be twofold, man. And that's what we do on the Sabbath. We rest that day. We have a peace of mind that day. We not all like, I'm sad. And no, it's a different day, man. This is a day I get joy in, man. A joyful day, man. A happy day. A feast day. So, hey, no burdens on the Sabbath day, man. What else we ain't doing on the Sabbath? Now, this one is a heavy one right here, y'all. This is the one that gets people angry. We're going to deal with it anyways. This is Isaiah 58 and verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasures on my holy day. So if you stop doing your pleasures on God's holy day, what do he say? And call the Sabbath a delight. Do you really call the Sabbath a delight? The holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways, nor finding thy own pleasure, nor speaking thy own words. Then shall thy delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. So, hey, if you call the Sabbath a delight and honorable and happy to keep it and not do your own pleasures, he gonna put you above, put you on high. Now you ask the question, what is some of your pleasures? Now, is it talking about, watching TV? Like, man, I really like watching TV, or hanging out with my kids, in the house, just chilling out, hanging out, playing a little game with them. Is that talking about that? No, it's talking about pleasure. What is pleasurable to people, man? Yeah, one of them, man. Sex. No sex on the Sabbath, man. Oh, no, we can have sex on Sabbath. Maybe some people say that, but I'm going to give you a couple precepts, man. We're not having sex on the Sabbath, man. That's a day we keep, that's a day we keep that thing separate, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7:1. It says, myself also am a mortal man like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood. It's talking about, this is King Solomon talking about, everybody has this type of birth. And it says, of the seed of man. So seed of man, which means sex, sperm, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And what's the pleasure that comes with sleep? We know we're adults here. So, hey, no sex on the Sabbath, man. And this is another one, because he said he let that day be a holy day and sanctified, man. This is Exodus chapter 19. And I'll start at verse 10, just to get the point. And the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. This will give you a history that they was going to go up there and meet the Lord. And Moses said, before y'all come up here and meet me, sanctify the men. And it says, and be ready against the third day. For the third day, the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourself that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned and shot through, whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet sounded long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. Here's the point. So we know that the Sabbath day is sanctified and holy. Verse 15. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. Don't sleep with your wives. So you can be sanctified. So we look at it like, hey, we ain't having sex on the Sabbath. What's one day, man? Relax, man. It's okay. Calm down. Settle down, buddy. It'll be fine. No sex on the Sabbath. See that? Simple, man. Let's get one more on that. It's Isaiah 56 and verse 2. What else you ain't got to do on the Sabbath, man? 56 and 2. It says, blessed is the man that doeth this, and the son of man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keeping his hands from doing any evil. So I said, hey, blessed is the man that's not doing evil on the Sabbath. So anything contrary to the Bible, hey, you ain't doing that thing, man. You keeping the Sabbath day holy, and you ain't doing no evil. Tell me that's good, man. No evil on the Sabbath because it's a separate day, man. Should be doing evil, period. Hey, no evil on the Sabbath, man, or polluting it and calling it a good day, man. Hey, it's the Sabbath. It's a great day. So it's the first high holy day that the Lord gave us, man. Keep that thing. Because you're a follower of Christ, right? Because everybody believe in Jesus. Everybody say they believe in Jesus. Let's see what Jesus did. Let's see if Jesus kept the Sabbath day. This is Luke 4 and verse 14. And Jesus returned into the power, it says, and Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him throughout all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. Jesus kept the Sabbath day, man. Wow. But we can't keep the Sabbath day. But you're a follower of Christ, though. That's amazing to me. How you say you follow Christ, but you ain't keeping the Sabbath day? That is crazy, man. Crazy, 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 crazy. Well, you know, I keep Sunday Sabbath day. We're gonna get to that in a second. And this is Mark 6 and verse 1. I'm gonna get another precept, Jesus keeping the Sabbath. And he went out from thence and came into his own country, and his disciples followed him. And when the Sabbath day was come, he began to teach in the synagogue. On what day? The Sabbath day. And many hearing him were astonished, saying, from whence hath this man these things? And what wisdom is this which is given unto him, that even such mighty works are wrought by his hands? So he was teaching on the Sabbath day. No, not Jesus. Yeah, Jesus kept the Sabbath day holy, man. Why would Jesus tell you to keep the Sabbath day if he ain't gonna keep it? That's crazy. And why you switch the Sabbath to Sunday? Come on now. Come on, people. Come on, people. Y'all be going off, man. Now let's see, after Jesus died, did they keep the Sabbath day and resurrected? You know, because he died, and once he died, you know, see, Jesus died, so we can just keep the Sabbath day on any day we want to do it now. It doesn't matter what day you keep the Sabbath, because don't let no man judge you on feast days and Sabbaths, and don't even know what that's talking about, man. Well, don't let no man judge you, man. Is that what it's talking about? Can I judge you? That's the question. What does judging mean? I cannot condemn you. I can't put you to death, but I can correct you. Well, you know, man, Josh, get out of here, man. Now, you don't understand the Bible, but it's okay, because we're going to give you the understanding. So after Jesus died, they like to say, well, once he died on the cross, man, we can do anything we want. Show me that in the Bible. Well, he said it's finished. What's finished? You know, he said it's finished. Everything that he did. Crazy. Stop thinking things in your head. So after Jesus died and resurrected, he said, well, y'all ain't got to keep nothing no more. No, Jesus said, hey, you got to keep these commandments. This is the book of Acts. I'm just going to get the point. Acts chapter 18. I get Acts 17 in verse 2. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and three Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scripture. So Paul was keeping the Sabbath. Chapter 18, verse 4. And he reasoned in their synagogues every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks, which is the Hellenized Israelites. We'll get into that one day. But yeah, man, so Paul kept the Sabbath day. So why you can't keep it, man? Why you can't keep it? So you don't understand. And I'm going to tell you something too. People say, well, I keep the Sabbath day on Sunday. Let's say you did. Are you keeping it the way the Lord say keep it? Are you not buying? Are you not selling? Are you not cooking? Come on, man. What are you not doing that's different, man? Nothing. You say you keeping the Sabbath, but you really not, man. So hopefully with these scriptures, you'll understand it. Hey, this is the way I must keep the Sabbath. This is Exodus chapter 31 and verse 12. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, verily, my Sabbaths ye shall keep. It's plain. We done heard this thing 100 times so far, y'all. He wants you to keep the Sabbath day. It says, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord that do sanctify you. So, hey, I sanctify the children of Israel. Keep my Sabbath. Everybody ain't sanctified, man. It's not how it works. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defile it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. That's true. You might not believe that thing right now, but hey, that's true. A lot of people will be put to death for not keeping the Sabbath day. 6 days may work be done, But in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore, the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant forever. The Sabbath was meant to be kept forever. You'll be keeping the Sabbath in the kingdom of heaven, man. The Sabbath day ain't never going away, man. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. So that's why you must keep the Sabbath, Israel. So Israel, I pray that you understand everything we just went over. Notice how I was trying to make the thing quick. Hey, it is what it is. I had to get this thing out, man. Because our people must keep the Sabbath day holy. And Sunday worship is not of God, man. It's not. We're going to that Lord's will soon. But Sunday worship is not of God, man. So if you think you worshiping the Lord on Sunday, hey, you're not. Granted, you can worship him every day, but he gave you a specific day that you must keep holy. And what day is that? The Sabbath day. From Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And we know that the days began in the evening in the book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5. So Israel, I'm glad you could bring this thing in with me today. I'm happy that you came here to watch this thing. I pray what you watch, you apply to your everyday life. Apply it, man. Just don't watch it. Apply it to your best of ability. I pray you stand strong in these last days and try to keep the commandments in the faith to your best ability. And try your best to offend less, Israel. Until next time, Shalom.